Welcome to haslipcycleworks. And in our previous videos about 3D printed parts, we printed and finished this guy. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to take this, make a mold from it, and then cast it two different materials. To get started with our molding process, we need to take our two pieces and glue them together. Once we do that, what we're going to do is clear coat the whole thing to seal it as one piece, one solid seamless piece. To complete today's episode, we're going to use a combination of the products you see here. And of course, I'll link everything you see here in the description below. Wet sand with 2000 grit, and then polish with the Meguiar's Ultimate Polish. But this is one of those things where the more effort you put into it, the better the final product's going to be. But now that we have our part polished up, what we're going to do is attach it to a container that we can then pour silicone into to create the actual mold. Now that our part has set up overnight in our mold box, it's time to mix our casting silicone. Make sure you follow your directions per the product that you're using. With this, it's just equal parts A and B. Now that we've mixed our silicone together and it's consistent, I've scraped the sides and the bottoms to make sure that all of our material is mixed together. We're going to pour it into our mold box, starting in the corner and letting it self-level across our part. Now all we have to do is let this set. We'll demold it and see what our mold looks like. I demolded our part, as you can see, and our mold box didn't survive. And this area here that you see, that edge, that was my fault. I got a little hasty trying to pull it through and took a knife to it and screwed it all up. But that's not a big deal because when we pour for our new part, we just clean that edge up, so not a big deal. Just don't do what I did and get in a hurry. First thing we're going to cast is our two-part liquid plastic. Same thing as the silicone. Mix A and B, equal parts, but be sure to follow the instructions that comes with your product. Just a warning for you guys, this stuff does get very hot. So once you pour it, leave it alone. Don't go sticking your finger in it, because if it sticks to your finger, it's gonna burn like hell. So just leave it be. As it's curing, it will actually turn white. And I'm gonna see if I can't find my infrared thermometer to see just how warm this stuff gets when it actually starts to kick off. It doesn't take long either. This stuff is fast to react, and you're talking less than 10 minutes for this to fully cure at room temperature. This particular casting is going to be good if you 3D printed a prototype, everything works the way it should, and you need to make a bunch of them quick. And the properties of this plastic, once it's cured, are a little better than the PLA. So if all you can print is PLA, this stuff takes heat better, it's a little stronger, and it's machinable. That's the advantage of this product. For the next one, after this is done, I'm going to pop it out and show you guys. But for the next one, we're actually going to use the crystal clear epoxy. Nowhere near as fast a setup as this, but a little more flexible. Both of this and the crystal clear epoxy can be tinted. The crystal clear epoxy, though, you can actually embed objects into it. Part has cooled to the touch, so that means it's done. So let's pop it out and see what it looks like. That looks pretty darn good. So what you could do is mix another pot of this up, throw it in the same mold. You can keep using this mold. I don't know if there's an actual limit, but to prolong the life of it, you can actually use this mold release. And it's hard and much stronger than the original 3D printed part. And I know for a fact that this can handle temperatures way higher than PLA can. So next, what we're going to do is mix up our epoxy, and I'm going to throw in some of these just to give it some depth. So what we'll do, part A, part B, equal amounts. I measure or mark the cups and mix them together just like we did with the 2-part plastic. A and B, equal amounts in separate cups, pour into 1 cup, stir. Now we're just gonna wait for this to set up. Like I said, this will take a lot longer than this did. So we're just gonna walk away, let it cure, and come back to it and pop it out of the mold. Hopefully it comes out just as easy as this 2-part plastic did. Looks like our epoxy cast is completely set up. So now it's time to pop it out of our silicone mold. That is pretty slick. That's how we cast an alternative plastic and an epoxy copy of our 3D printed parts. So hopefully this kind of opens the door for you guys as far as what you can do after you 3D print a part. And honestly, it doesn't even have to be a 3D printed part. It could be pretty much any object you wanted, you could cast into different materials. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this and got something out of it. This is not the end of our 3D printed, let's just call it post-processing videos. We've got a couple more planned. Hope you dig those as well. I'm pretty excited about them. I think it's going to be pretty slick. So that's it for this one. And if you have any questions or comments or anything, hit me up in the comment section below. If it's a lengthy comment or question, you can always email me at haslipcycleworks@gmail.com. Until next time, guys, get up, get out there and do it.